Welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We will share the show later on. I am proud to be bringing on my next guest, who is Susan Tanko. She is the president and designated broker of WCI Commercial. You're also my sponsor, and I want to thank you for that. Happy New Year to you. You have a special guest with you. I want you to first talk a little bit about WCI, and then why you brought your special guest. Get up on that mic so everybody can hear.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and Happy New Year, and thank you, Carol, for having us back. I'm here today with one of my agents, my youngest agent, I believe.
How we doing?
Charlie Beck, who was a seller at one time that WCI represented. And just as a reminder, WCI has been around almost 57 years. We have 300 years plus experience. We have 20 agents. We cover the entire state. And my partners are Dennis Hayes and Vinny Sopra.
And you brought Charlie here for a special reason. Can you just tell him really quickly why?
Yes, so Charlie is full of energy, ready to go, has become an agent with WCI, and I'll let you quiz him a bit, Carol, and take over that, but we're really thrilled to have him along with our other agents, and I would just like for everyone to get to know him better.
So, Charlie,
yes.
She did tell me that I was to quiz you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here we go.
Fire away.
What are some of the key pointers a buyer should know when meeting a seller? Listen up, everyone.
Okay, so I got started with WCI as a seller. My family's been operating businesses for, I guess, 70 years in Arizona. My family used to own and operate Bud Beck Pontiac GMC. My grandfather was Bud Beck, and then my dad took that over, and we've opened everything from gas stations to chicken restaurants, you name it. And we had a business in northern Arizona that we built from the ground up, and we had employees there we really cared about and everything, but all the other businesses we've ever operated have been here in the valley, and we like to be very hands-on, and it was just too much having to drive like 3 hours each way all the time. And so I just thought to myself, yeah, we should exit this and invest in something where I can be more on site every day. And WCI got us maximum value and millions of dollars, frankly, in less than 90 days, and it was a really seamless process. I have 2 degrees in finance, so like I told them what I thought it was worth, and they said, yeah, that's accurate. And I had such a positive experience that I joined the firm. And so I think it's important to remember, like, and I say we, my dad and I, we built this business from the ground up. We have employees we really care about, and we don't want everybody to freak out or think they're going to lose their job, or somebody to come in and just sack everyone and try and change everything. Like, it's important that a buyer remembers, like, this is somebody's baby, this is somebody's everything. Right. Like, your business is what you put your heart and soul into, and you genuinely care about the people there. And so, like, an element of discretion, at least at the start, because you don't want somebody coming in and everybody freaking out, oh, you're going to sell your business. And also, you want somebody, like, in the industry that knows the general processes. Like, if you're selling a restaurant, you want to sell to a restaurateur who's going to come in and actually, like, they know the ins and outs of the business. Right, they're not
going to drive it down to the ground.
Exactly.
That would be also terrible.
Because also that would cost everyone that you care about their job, even though you're out of it, and you'd feel bad about that. So an element of discretion and also an element of just professionalism and experience are important to see from a potential buyer when you're the seller.
Now, I'm going to kind of go back and forth here, if that's okay. So, Susan, WCI Commercial, their services, and tell them exactly what you provide, because it's a lot.
We do. So, WCI, people, before I became a business broker, first of all, I didn't even know such a thing existed. I didn't know that you needed a real estate license. I didn't know that there was such an intermediate person. And when I got my license and came to work for my father, who started this business initially, I was blown away at all the work it takes to get from point A to point B. So, we start by meeting with sellers who are thinking about exiting their business. We sit down and look at several years of financials. We ask very personal questions about the business, and we determine who would be the best buyer to fit that need. Some people are hands-on, some people aren't. Every single business is completely different. Everyone has their own issues or personnel that they're worried about staying there. So it's really interesting. The funnest part for me is to go on listings and to meet with people, and I love manufacturing businesses. By the way, call me. So I've sold hundreds of businesses, but we always start by determining, is this the right time for you to sell your business? Is it the right time for you? Can we get you the number that you need? Everyone has a magic number. I think we talked about that last time. So once we have a listing package that everyone agrees upon, then we begin what's called a blind ad. And that blind ad is what we did for Charlie and his father. We were selling a gas station and convenience store for them. So, that's pretty generic, northern Arizona, and we had a plethora of buyers. We sell a lot of those. And we had no problem lining them up with a buyer that they chose.
Yeah, and I want to get this out because I know about you. You've mentioned it before. You basically, once you you already have the buyer basically ready, set up, and that's how seamless it is.
Yes. Well, we have well over 40,000 buyers already signed up at WCI. And Dennis and myself actually took a listing about 18 months ago, and we sold it, I think it was just under $30 million, and we sold it without even picking up the phone and placing an ad. We already had the buyers.
See, isn't that great? Now, let me get out your phone number because she said she wants you to call her, especially if you're manufacturing. 602-795-2005. Their website is WCI Broker, without the S.com. Do you want to keep on going a little bit?
No, go ahead. I'd love you to quiz Charlie.
I'm going into because I was supposed to do number 2 and I didn't. Okay. So how then does a buyer then get connected with WCI?
So you can just go on our website, which is WCIBroker.com, or call that number we said, 602-795-2005, and get in touch with anybody. We'll send you an NDA, which is just a basic non-disclosure saying, we're not going you won't share, you won't share non-public information with any of the public. So if we send you, if you're interested in, say, a restaurant or a gas station, and we send you all of their earnings and sales and private figures, you're not going to just go post it. And that's important for, again, like I said, discretion. But yeah, once you sign the NDA, we can set you up with whatever you're interested in, because we have 90 plus businesses available right now. From all our agents, and yeah, it's really simple, and there's no fees, no nothing.
So I bet you the number one question, Susan, that you get asked is, how do you know how much my business is going to be worth? Is that number 2?
Time for that, Carol?
Well, try and do it in a minute, and then we'll come back. Well, that's why 30 minutes is good.
Okay,
we can go an hour.
So as an example, if you want to buy a $1 million business, that means you need about $250,000 in your pocket after debt service. That business is already making $300 to $350. So after debt service, you still have your $250 plus about 20% margin to grow. That's your number.
There you go. There's the formula. And you know what? The best thing to do is to sit down and talk. And when is the best time for them to call you? Now.
Night or day.
Night or day, but really,
we
honestly,
have 20 agents, Carol. We'll get back to you.
And honestly, the sooner the better, because it's all about making sure that they can get you the maximum, which is what you're all about. And when you call and you do that with them, you can sort of help them get prepared as well. So their phone number to call is 602-795-2005. You can go up onto the website and check them out. It's WCI Broker without the S.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
When does it get easier? I hear that all the time from business owners and leaders that just aren't getting the same results from their hard work they used to. I'm Ken Kilday, and I work with business owners and leaders to unlock their leadership genius. Start today with a breakthrough strategy session and start making the cut. Call or text 602-820-6978 or online at makingthecut.biz. That's 602-820-6978 or online at makingthecut.biz.
Hi, I'm Randy Courtney, broker owner of Weichert Realtors, Courtney Valley. We've served in the Valley for over 37 years. We handle all your residential needs. If you're thinking about making a move, call me for an expert broker price opinion. Find out what to do to your home to maximize its value. You'll be surprised at what you'll learn and well worth the time with me. I will tell you what most agents will not. Call me today at 480-705-9600. At Courtney Valley White Properties, we handle your real estate needs, big or small. We handle them all.
KFNX Cave Creek.
Do you have a parent, grandparent, or loved one who needs some extra help? Senior Helpers has spent 16 years helping seniors continue to live at home as they age. Do you have a loved one needing help with grocery shopping, meal preparation, or even help taking a shower? Call Senior Helpers today at 480-621-6672. We specialize in helping seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's disease, and other chronic illnesses to stay at home. You can find us online at seniorhelpers.com or at 480-621-6672.
Moving sure sucks, so why not leave it to the pros? Smooth Transitions of the Valley aren't just any moving company. They are caring and compassionate. If you're a senior, have special needs, and need assistance, or if you're downsizing or just need a clean out, Smooth Transitions of the Valley has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call 602-794-5455. That number again is 602-794-5455. Visit them online at movingsuresucks.com.
Are you tired of dealing with incontinence? Do frequent trips to the bathroom keep you up at night? Sudden urges when you laugh, cough, or sneeze? VJuve's non-invasive treatments for men and women are covered by insurance, Medicare, and FDA approved, making them accessible to everyone. Say goodbye to discomfort and embarrassment, and hello to a happier, healthier you. With several locations throughout the Valley, there's one nearby. Why wait any longer? Schedule your complimentary treatment today at stopthep.com or call 480-593-5400. Let VJuve make you a better you.
If I traded it all, if I
So welcome back. You know, at the break, I was talking on Facebook, and I sort of always, it seems funny how I always ask a question, and that's the one I'm supposed to ask next on air. Charlie, here we go.
Yeah.
This is a test.
All right.
So, is there any cost to a buyer to sign up with WCI, and what is the process? What does it all look like?
No, there's no fees for the buyer, and frankly, none for the seller either, until we complete a transaction. Like, until a deal is done, we work for free.
So let me tell you, that means they're going to do their best, right? To get the
Absolutely.
most, because that's what you want.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So, no, a buyer can just go online, fill out an NDA, sign up. It's free, and then you can see what businesses are available and what you're financially capable of taking down and what you're qualified for.
Okay, Susan, this is one is for you. So what does a buyer need to understand regarding qualifying and obtaining, this is what we talked about earlier, an SBA loan?
So the government has a program called the SBA, Small Business Association loan, and they are not the loan department, but they oversee and approve loans for banks. If the bank checks all the check marks that need to be done and the buyer and seller do everything that needs to be done, if there's ever a default, the bank has a 90% guarantee. So they love SBA loans, and anytime you go to the bank and say you want to do a conventional loan on this business, they will flip it to an SBA because of the guarantee every single time. So to qualify for an SBA loan, there's all kinds of things that a buyer needs to know, and I like to tell the buyer up front, you need at least 10% down liquid in your bank account before you complete the application. You and your spouse, if you are married, or partner, if you're partnering on this, and their spouses, all need to sign personal guarantees. You all need to agree to have your homes attached regardless of the position. And that is sometimes a problem. So I like to go over all of these things, and there's a checklist, from A to Z on this, but there's so many things that they need to be aware of. No criminal background, and there are exceptions to every rule. Transferable experience is probably the biggest one for the bank, But let's say you came from management background and you're trying to buy a business that is in manufacturing. We'll just go with that today. And you have no manufacturing background, but you have a business degree and you have really serious strengths in that arena, and maybe you can put down 15%. It's all about risk for the bank, so they'll probably say yes.
Well, what I love about, and I said this at the show, is the information that people hear. And what I love about you is that you're so transparent, right? And you, not only are you transparent, experience. I mean, there's nothing I get. Charlie, how do you like working with Susan?
I mean, it's great. Her and Dennis, and then Vinny can answer all of my questions all the time. They don't have to look anything up. They did that for me when I was a seller, and now that I'm an agent, they do the same thing. They're just a wealth of knowledge to have around all the time, and no matter how sticky of a situation you might feel like you're in, given things that are being asked of you from the SBA or
I have to ask you, does it matter any kind of business? Any kind of business that you work with?
We sell profitable businesses with good books and records.
So and you want to make sure that they do. Talk to them early to look at it.
Yes, we do an overview of the company and see how saleable it is, and we determine up front, Mr. Seller, are you going to bank this, or can we get a bank involved? And incidentally, SBA only covers up to $5 million. We do many, many deals in the $5 to $20 million range. So SBA is just a portion of what we do.
602-795-2005. The website is WCIBroker.com. It is no cost to you to go take a look and to talk to them. I think that's where it should start, right? Now, Susan, are there any exceptions to the rules regarding your SBA loans?
Yes, first of all, we work with preferred lenders. Preferred SBA lenders have, and now I told you I was going to get stumped. SBA lenders, if they're preferred, have more of a scope. They can make their own decisions within house and don't have to actually go to the SBA and ask for approval on certain things. Some things can be appraised in-house. So those are the lenders that we prefer to work with. We have a handful of them that are constantly at our meetings telling us what's new, what's going on. There's new programs out there right now. I'm going to just throw this into the mix, where if you're working at the business, you're already a part owner or a manager, you can buy out a percentage. They never used to allow that. It always had to be 100%. Now we can do 51% plus. So there's some really great programs. They are still, even though they're at 11%, and we're hoping and praying those rates go down, it's not stopping our deals. It's not stopping what we do. But we work with the lenders, just the big ones mainly. And initially, when we meet and get a listing from a seller, we will put that package in front of a lender and get the package pre-approved. So when the buyer comes to look at the file, there's already a letter in there from the lender saying, we're interested in doing this deal. This is how much we need down. This is what we expect from the buyer. So we try to do that extra step. We have fantastic packages. They read like a book.
And I also want you to just restate, because some people have just tuned in, about how long you guys have been in business. Amazing, and how many have the years of experience, and how you have the kind of people already to be the people that are going to want to buy.
Well, WCI houses over 20 agents right now. We have 300 years plus experience. We've been around almost 57 years. I think the reason, if I were a buyer or a seller, I think I would come to WCI just because of the experience alone. And because we have the group around us, we have the CPAs, accountants, lenders, underwriters. We have it all lined up. We already know what fits. It's like a puzzle, and we know exactly what pieces we need. So if a buyer calls me, I love to get to know buyers. They call me and tell me exactly what they're looking for. I will do the math for them, and I will tell them, okay, we have a best buys list, by the way. I will say, on our best buys list, you would probably qualify between items number 26 and 45. You could buy any of those businesses. And then we just start sharing files and sitting down together and get to know each other. And we introduce them to sellers. We require introductions with the buyer and seller, either on the phone, but we prefer to go there and meet as a team. You have to trust, especially the sellers, want to know who they're selling to. They will not likely take an offer, even if it's full price, if they have not met the buyer.
It's not like, it's different than real estate. I should say it that way.
Very much so. There's employees, like Charlie said, there are employees involved, and, this is serious.
And I have to say, you think that people don't care. They do care.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing more, and I love that because it makes me feel good that they do, because I can imagine what it must feel like to be that person, the employer that's working there, and all of a sudden they see something like that, or they catch wind of it. It's got to be scary for them, so it's great that they
and
do.
Sellers are very attached to their employees. They are, and they want to see them. They want to see them do
and
well.
One other thing that I guess, speaking from when I was a seller, that differentiated WCI for me is that a lot of our agents and the partners actually own small businesses in addition to being an agent. So they're not just a random person out there trying to, make a bit of money for themselves by connecting the dots. They're actually people who have experiences running actual businesses. They know what you're going through. When I'm talking to whether a buyer or seller, I can actually say, hey, here's what you're looking at from my friend's experience, my partner's experience, or my dad's experience, or mine running a business like that. Here are potential pitfalls, or here's how this person feels about this, or probably feels about it. It's like that, shared experience, I think, is really beneficial.
Again, let me get that number out. 602-795-2005, WCIBroker.com. It costs you nothing to start. It costs you nothing. I also really want to quickly let you finish off, because you said that you love working with manufacturers, and I wanted you to just tell them why and really get and say that, because I thought we would end up with that, if that's okay.
Well, it's very similar to business brokerage, I think. You have the pieces, and you have to go through the processes to come up with the ultimate end result. And I think that's what I like about manufacturing. I love walking through and seeing what they're doing, the extrusions. I love metal and those types of things. But again, that's the funnest part for me, is getting to know the sellers, and especially married couples when they work together. Not everyone gels, and it's really cool to find couples that have been together for 40 years and have this great company, and all their kids are their employees. It's fabulous.
And then you become like a little bit of the counselor, because you're helping them get through something.
I want to be part of it. I really do.
That's pretty big. I bet you it's one of the biggest things that they'll do, right? Yeah. Just real quickly, I don't even know who this one goes to, but I'm going to ask real quickly, just answer, what are the terms if I don't want an SBA loan and I need a seller?
So in some circumstances, the financials don't quite gel for an SBA loan, and so we would suggest to a seller that he carry a note. We do a lot of those. It's usually 50+% down. So, on a $1 million business, I like that example, $500,000 down, $500,000 note, paid out over 3 to 7 years at around 8%.
The number to call, it's 602-795-2005. A lot of people they start thinking about, well, I'm getting retired and I think it's time. You know what? It's never too early to do this, right? Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Give them a call. That phone number is 602-795-2005, whether it's you or someone that you know. It's WCI Broker without the S.com.
If a trade